So today's introduction about CCP course and cost management. CCP is Certified Cost Professional Certificate from ACE, Association of Advancement of Cost Engineering International. This is Muhammad Higazi, an instructor, project management consultant, master in construction law, business administration, civil engineer, consultant from Saudi Engineering Council, member of RICS, CCP, BMB, P3O, and author of few publishment, our planning fundamentals, construction contracts, and experience more than 22 years. First, we will see what's the CCP certificate. CCP certificate, ACE, they have multiple levels or 3 levels of certificates. So the second level is professional level. So CCP is a certificate from the professional level. It is ACE, it is engineering. So now I'll ask also about the backgrounds of the attendees. So it is very good in the talking about engineering things. So if you are engineer or working on engineering on construction, you will find it better than other association, which is only like exploring management overall. So it is not only management overall, it's also specific for engineering. It's established 1956, accredited by Council Engineering and Scientific Specialty Boards in United States. It serves over 10,000 members, 100 countries, and they have very good publishment. It's called the recommended practice. And this recommended practice actually serves many fields, including the planning, project control, and cost management, cost estimation, many fields related to cost and project management overall. Delay analysis even. CCP, one of the well-reputed certificates provided by ACE. And it is, as I told you now, it's professional level. It is an experienced practitioner certificate. So it also needs some experience for people to apply, and we'll talk about the prerequisites to apply for the certificate later on in this session. They have one good publishment or book. It's called Total Cost Management, and it is applied here in the certificate of CCP. And also one of the good things in the CCP, it was before were requesting this technical paper, and now they are requesting memo. So they don't only like multiple choice exam, it's also demonstrate and examines the ability of the members or the certified to research and communicate the aspect and principles of cost management. So let's start about the exam. The exam here we have, if you go to this link from ACE, you will find there is eligibility requirements. To apply to the exam, you need to have 8 years of industry experience or 4 years of experience plus 4 years college degree. If you have engineering degree is 4 years plus 4 years experience, so you are eligible to apply for the exam. The examination fees, this is the fees. So you can do membership and pay $525 or non-member $690. And it's always better to be a member because you will get more material from ACE and also get connection to the sections of ACE. The exam structure, it's 5 hours exam, 119 multiple choice, and can be simple. They are calling here simple multiple choice questions and compound scenarios. So some of them simple and some compound scenarios with domains, cost management, interfacing with other disciplines from cost, as we will see now, and performance analysis and communication. For the communication, they have this memo writing now, after they replaced that with that was before like a professional paper or technical paper. Now it is a memo writing you will do inside the exam with a given scenario. It is closed book, so you don't bring the book. You will get some formulas on screen inside the exam given by the examiner or given by the online given to you during the exam. Also, you can bring a calculator, battery operated calculator permitted, and it will not be provided by the testing center. So you need to bring by yourself. To get the certificates, you need to get overall average 70% score or higher. And this is the average. So you may fail in some domains and pass in others domains, but in average, if you get 70 or more, you will pass the exam. And these are some helpful links inside the website. Why and how to get it? We set the eligibility, and after they are eligible, you can apply, and then you go to a testing center to do the exam. Why to get the ACE certification? It's accredited excellence. So it is accredited with its high standard and well known and has good reputation overall the world. It's global recognition, and you can find from their chapters overall the world, including here even in Saudi Arabia and Middle East and everywhere in the world you'll find they have sections, so it is globally recognized. And for career advancement, elevate your career, increase potential, you have a certificate. You can go to the testing center, computer-based testing. They have this partnered with uh, this testing center, and it has locations. I can say it is in Jeddah, Medina, Dammam, Riyadh. So you'll find locations, many locations in Saudi Arabia and outside Saudi as well. Or you can do it online if you don't have testing center nearby. The material. The main book is this S&K, Skills and Knowledge book of Cost Engineering, the sixth edition. And there is also another book for like summaries and questions, Q&A with questions and answers. It is Certified Cost Professional Certification Study Guide, second edition. And also one small reference for the memo writing guidance. And this memo you will need in the exam with a examination scenario. You need to write a memo, a short business memo. If you will go one by one, if we'll go to the skills and knowledge to know the content of the skills and knowledge, it's 6 sections inside it. The first section is cost, introduction about the cost. Then the second section is cost estimation, how to do cost estimations, what are the elements of the cost, so you can know all elements and you don't miss anything, because sometimes we may focus on a certain element and we miss some data about calculation of the cost of these main elements. So here it's to cover the cost estimation, all elements of cost, how to estimate them, and how to do appropriate estimation report at the end. Section 3 about planning and scheduling. And as we know, the time affects the cost. That's why here they are discussing planning and scheduling. And this is one of the main things affecting the cost. So, and you need to make a budget over the time. So time-phased cost and budget. So that's why here they are going for Section 3, planning and scheduling. Section 4, progress and cost control. After estimation is before you start the project, and the planning before you start, then you do monitoring and progress during the construction, progress and cost control during the construction to know. And here we'll know also the difference between cost engineering and accounting. For example, accounting cannot make cost control. That's why we need cost engineering to make cost control, how to measure the progress and to do cost control to know the profits of the items are profitable or not. Section 5, all other disciplines of project management affecting the cost. So that's why you'll find here the CCP discussing many disciplines of project management, or can say all disciplines of project management. Because if you will work on any discipline, at the end of the day, you translating your things to cost. You translate time to cost, you translate risk to cost, quality to cost, everything you translate to cost. So everything is affecting cost. That's why Section 5 is discussing all these disciplines, how they are affecting the cost. Section 6 about economics, statistics, probability, and risk, focusing about the economics and the impact of the time and durations of the projects, statistics, some calculations, probability, and risk. These are the 6 sections. If you will go to the chapters, these 6 sections are going to 34 chapters. First section, section 1, cost, 8 chapters, starting from cost element and element by element, then the introduction to economic and cost management. And economic also will come again in section 6. Section 2, cost estimation, and discussing the estimation of each of these elements, and then they will go to also to the manufacturing. So you will not go only to construction. You need, even if you are working on construction, you need to understand the manufacturing and the type of products in manufacturing, how this affecting the cost of material. Then planning and scheduling, 2 chapters, cost control, earned value, and performance and productivity management, 2 chapters. All other disciplines from chapter 16 to 26, all other disciplines that affect the cost. So we'll go from project management fundamentals, organization, communication, labor, cost control, leadership, quality, value engineering, contracting, capital, project, asset management. One of the very good things here discussing in the CCP, asset management, change management, and claims and disputes and contracts. So all these disciplines as they are affecting the cost management. Then section 6, economic analysis, statistics, financial, cash flow, things, statistics optimization, risk management, total cost management overview. And as I told you in the beginning, they have one for reference for it's called total cost management. Here they are going to chapter 33, total cost management overview and international system units. Normally, the cost engineering rules are focusing on 3 main things: cost estimation, quantity surveying, and cost control. Cost estimation is a long journey we do in short period. In the beginning of the projects, we will go from the beginning to the end to estimate all the cost of the project. And for me, it's very interesting when you do estimation, because you need to consider everything during the whole life cycle of the project. In construction phase, for example, and everything during this construction phase, to estimate the cost of the construction before starting the project. So you can make this long journey short to do the estimation. The second discipline is the quantity surveying. And quantity surveying is meaningful as you are translating all executed work to cost and invoicing them to get the rights of your company. The third one is cost control, and it is very challenging also here for the people working in cost control to get appropriate allocation of the cost to the items they actually spend these expenditures or these expenses. So to allocate these expenses appropriately to compare with the estimation, so you need to have appropriate or proper cost estimation with a good level of detail, so you can control it and compare if you are doing good over budget or below budget or under budget. The importance of cost engineering. Cost engineering, you'll find also there are some global and international councils and associations. They are taking care of cost engineering overall the world, including cost engineering, quant surveying, project management associations. So you'll find these references internationally taking care for this. While we are doing international works, we are working with people also from international and many nationalities over the world, so they can work everywhere and exchange the knowledge and the information in similar approaches. It is important to study the whole project life cycle during construction and even after construction. When you are doing also feasibility study in the beginning, you need to know what is the life cycle of the project and study the cost of the whole life cycle. Preparing financial offers for tendering. Well, this is cost estimation while we are doing tendering. After tendering, we have tender evaluation and fair price selection, while we are also doing evaluation of the tenders in terms of cost. You need to know, we need cost engineering, company competition in tenders, how to do good cost offers to win the projects in tendering. And also, while you are doing these offers and evaluation, you need to consider the market. So you need to study the market and consider the market to be compatible in the market. Invoicing the executed work payments. Some actually it is not as easy as we always say, but sometimes you don't invoice everything. Some people can be more clever and brilliant in invoicing everything more than others. So you need to be good to get the rights of your company on time. Controlling cost to gain profits and monitor profits and gain profits. Cash flow and financial reporting. Prepare monetary claims and disputes. So all these things are important for that are reflecting the importance of cost engineering. If we can go to the main cost elements, normally when we say cost, we have direct resources, which are labor, material, equipment, directly doing the work on site, doing every item. If we're saying like we're casting concrete, so we have labor doing concrete casting, we have the material of concrete, sand, cement, or we are getting it from a supplier, so we have the supplier cost and equipment doing this, including the frameworks, including the also the pump, casting the concrete, all this equipment we are using, and the tools of the team working in the concrete. So all of these are direct resources, directly working to one or certain item in the project. Sometimes we are doing subcontractor. We subcontract the item, getting a subcontractor. Instead of doing in-house, we subcontract it directly. We have governmental fees. We have some governmental fees during the project and temporary works. Some works are direct and we like the concrete we use for the project and it's used there uh, forever. Some things are temporary. We are doing framework and then we dismantle this framework. So we need to consider also the cost of these temporary works and the indirect cost, including the supervision team and the facilities like rental, or we are doing many facilities, offices, or other facilities and bills. It is indirect cost. Indirect cost, as we cannot say it's going only for one certain items. The breakdown of these items, if we will go to the labor, it's not only the salary they are getting. So it's not only the daily fare or the salary they are getting. They have also paid holidays. We need to consider. They have insurances, allowances, crew cost of helpers, and all this team working together. So while we are doing cost for calculating the cost of labors, we need to consider everything. Some time we are going only to say what are their salary. It's not only about salary. We need to consider everything, their daily salary and fare and paid holidays, insurance, allowances, crew cost. Likewise, material. That's why we are going here, as we said in the chapters, we have chapters for manufacturing. So manufacturing and cost of manufacturing. The cost of quality and how to calculate the cost of quality and the types of cost of quality. The handling cost. Sometimes you buy the material, then you store it somewhere and handle it from the store, from the inventory in the store to the site. Sometimes you get it directly to the site. Sometimes you do double handling even. And this storing cost and the types of the stores. You may not store some material you can store outdoors. Sometimes you need to store indoors. Sometimes you need to store in air conditioned stores with some specs of storing. And the quantity cost. When you are getting a small quantity, the price will be different while you are getting bigger quantities. Likewise, the equipment. You have the rental cost of the equipment or the price of the equipment if it is buy not rent. So you have the rental cost, you have the depreciation cost, the maintenance cost, the selling price after the life cycle of the equipment. So as we see here, the CCP are elaborating more on the cost of every item. So you need to consider everything while you are calculating the cost of it without missing any detail. Cost estimation, there are different methods and approaches for cost estimations depending on the stage of the project and the level of detail you have. If you're still in the beginning, you do only conceptual estimating. Like rough estimating, it will not be accurate. Sometimes you have more data about the project, you can go to ratio or factored estimation with comparing with similar projects. Parametric estimations, more factors. So you are not only comparing one ratio, no, you are comparing with multiple factors. It's called parametric estimation. Or when you have all details of the project, you do detailed or deterministic estimation. And one of the important things in estimation is to know the productivity of the resources, productivity of labors, productivity of equipment. So you need to know this productivity to know the cost of these resources. So one of the things we have here, this RS means one of the references in USA, done by USA about building construction costs. It is discussing the cost of every resource with consideration of the location, the weather, many considerations. And it's one of the debatable things because even you may have the same labor in the same location, in the same weather, but they are doing different approaches and making different productivity. So you need to consider all of this. And after all of this standardization around the world, even from RS means or from even RSS also producing similar reference for productivities, you need to have in your company to have historical records to make records in your company from a project to project what the productivity, because these are your resources, these are your labor and equipment operated by your resources as well. So at this case you have in every condition or in different conditions with these records you can know the productivity of the company resources, so you can use in other projects or in estimation after this with more confidence. One of the main things also the cost engineering do during the construction, they do cost reports. And these cost reports need to consider the sources of data, the pricing information of everything, the status of the project with higher productivity information, rates, and estimation factors. So we need to do cost reports starting from the estimation and during the project to know what is the situation of the project from like monthly on monthly basis, including all calculations, all assumptions done the basis of estimation for the estimate and benchmarking to compare with other benchmarking, to compare with similar project or similar items in the market to know how we are doing this business. We are doing good with as per the competitors. We are doing in good cost, or we have some issues in cost, or we need to subcontract some items because it's costly for us, and it would be better to subcontract this. So it makes good. It's very good data to use and to take appropriate decision for decision makers, including this costs and all the details and assumptions of the costs. And this is one of the references from RICS. You can find the thing this free for cost analysis and benchmarking. Other cost-related topics, as we saw in the chapters of the ACE reference, they are discussing many departments or many disciplines of project management to as they are affecting the cost. So you can find the quality affecting the cost, the specs, quality, and losses, and how to the people working for lean management, they focus on losses and waste to how to reduce waste and everything. So you need to check this. You are not only pricing the item in all projects with the same price. If it is different specs or different quality required, the price will be different or the cost will be different and price accordingly. The time factory, the time factor, sorry, the time factor when you are doing to execute this work, if you are executing in close, near, or you are executing in the future, and after a few years, and the effect of the and the impact of the time factor and the seasons. Sometimes you do items in different seasons with higher prices. Value engineering, one of the things affecting the cost. To do value engineering to do the best function of the optimum function with the optimum cost. The asset management, it is one chapter here, and it's very good to discuss. It's in you will find in B&B they are saying only buy or rent things. They are not considering these assets. How you are doing? If you are doing things in house, you will have assets to do the things in house. Do you know? You need to know how to do asset management, risk assessment, and mitigation, and how you translate this risk to cost, to add to your cost estimation and to deal with this during construction and mitigations. Contract, the types of contract affecting the cost, and the risk allocation inside each contract. What is the risk allocation and how to do this calculation of the risks and add to your cost. So now we discussed the estimation, we discussed also how we are the other disciplines doing the course. So all of these things will go in details with examples during the course. One of the important things here also is the cost control. And they are using earned value management for cost control. Actually, earned value includes many things to have, and it's not here we are discussing only the simple and straightforward example to know why we need earned value. Because when we plan, we have some budget cost, and to do planned work in the duration of the project with distribution time phased, and we have work scheduled, let's say every month, for example. So we have budget cost to spend with values every month. So we have budget cost planned in the beginning, we end spending every month with work scheduled. And in practice, while we are actually executing the work, we have actual work executed will be different from the planned work. And this is called work performed. And this work we spent actual cost to do this. So we have here cost spent to do this work, which would be different also from the budget cost. So as we executed different work with different cost, we need to compare apple to apple. We are here, we cannot compare this cost with the budget directly because it's related to different work. That's why we calculate earned value to compare apple to apple, to compare only the work performed from the budget. If we calculate this work performed from the budget, what will be the budget available compared to the actual cost? After this, we can do right comparison, apple to apple. That's why we compare the earned value with the actual cost. We calculate the earned value to know the work performed from the budget cost. The cost of the work performed according to the budget cost. So the budget cost of work performed, it's called earned value. It is a theoretical value, but we need here for this comparison and cost control calculation. And we compare to the actual cost we spent for the work performed. This is called cost variance. So if we don't have cost variance, it means we are on budget. If this cost variance is negative, it means over budget. We are spending actual cost more than the planned, more than the budget. So we are here spending over budget and losing money. And if we are, it is positive, it is under budget and the project is in a good situation. Likewise, they are calculating it in terms of percentage. If we are doing it to know this difference in value, what's it in terms of percentage wise. So cost performance index, calculating it earned value divided by actual cost. So if it is equal 1, it's on budget. If it's less than 1, it means over budget. It means the actual cost is more than the budget is spent on the work, the specific work performed, actually performed. So if it's less than 1, it's over budget. If it's greater than 1, it is under budget. Here, this is an example with values. Earned value is 10,000. It means that this work performed was planned to spend from the budget $10,000, and while actually it spent actual spent or actual cost is $12,000. Here the cost variance will be earned value minus actual cost. It's 10,000 minus 12,000. It is negative 2,000. Negative means over budget. Spent 2,000 more. In terms of percentage, this 2,000 more, it is 0.83. So we can know now in terms of percentage what's the difference and how far we are from the budget cost. So with this calculation, if we are doing this calculation and periodic reporting, so we can know in every report on every period what is the status of the project, because otherwise we can wait until we do the whole work at the end and we can see if the actual cost is more than the budget or less, so we know are doing profit or not. So now if we are doing it in regular basis during the construction using this earned value, we can know we are doing profits or not. So what will be good on this? Why we need to know while doing the project whether it is profitable or not. If it is doing profit and we are doing good, so we can continue the same way. If we are not doing profits, we can change. We can can do root cause, check what is the reason we are doing this. Sometimes the reason may be that there is something in the estimation. So next time we need to fix our estimation. Sometimes it is because of the construction. There are some problems in constructions. Some materials we can get in better prices. Some productivity is low and needs enhancement because of unskilled labor or the skills of them or the approach of the execution or not providing appropriate tools. So we can fix this issue before executing, before getting to the end of the project. It can be bigger problems. If at the end, if we couldn't even overcome the issue, and we will try to minimize the losses, and we will try on other items to cover this from other items and to get the project profits from the project at the end. So that's why it's very important to do cost control during execution and actions that we can take accordingly. One of the other references, so we checked the skills and knowledge. One of the other references is the study guide. This study guide is getting to every chapter one by one, introduction about the chapter objectives, the key terms in the chapter and points discussed, and questions as well. You will find questions here to check learning, every multiple choice, every question multiple choice, and also with correct answers at the end. So or model answers. So here you can train yourself for the exam from this study guide. During the course, we'll go to this study guide chapter by chapter. At the end of each chapter, I'll select few of these questions to check our learning together while we are studying. And at the end, at the review, we will get also more questions out of this study guide as well. Technical paper, it's not applicable now. It was before. Now what's applicable is business memo. And also at the end, we'll discuss how, of the course, we'll discuss how to write a business memo. And here, as we said, it is to also to examine the communication and skills of the professionals and employers. You choose from scenarios. They given multiple scenarios. You choose one of these scenarios and follow the instructions to successfully write the memo. After you get the certificate, you need to renew it from time to time. So the certificate expire every 3 years, and every 3 years you need to do recertification or renewal of the certification. This renewal cycle can be done by continuous development. It's here like learning units, or by exam. You can go again to the exam. Normally, we do this CEUs. You need 12 CEUs during 3 years. So you submit these CEUs and pay the renewal fees every 3 years. It's like attending courses or some practice works, attending courses, sessions, webinars, conferences, all these things. It can be calculated as the CEUs. During the course, we will go to 8 lectures in 2 months. Today is the introduction. After that, we will go to section 1 cost in 3 parts, 2 parts in the first session, then the third part in the second session was also part of the estimation. Then we'll continue estimation and the planning. Estimation can be it is small chapters in number, but it's very big and very important because we build everything after that on the estimation. Then planning. After that, the cost to control and management part one, management 2 parts in the other session, then section 6 in 3 parts, 2 in 1 session, and finally memo writing in the 7 session, and the final one will be review and practice on the exam. So this will be the structure of the course, inshallah. For example, as we said, section 1 is 8 chapters. So it is divided here, this 8 chapters, to 3 parts. So we'll not take all the 8 chapters one time. We'll take part of them and then we'll continue the second session, inshallah. Now we can go to the website also to investigate a bit about this certificate from their website. By the way, the exam itself is not difficult. The questions, if we can say, it's not cannot say not most of them are scenario based. Many of them are scenario based. So you will not find like confusing questions or difficult or tricky questions. Few are tricky questions. Most of them are simple and straightforward. Only examining the knowledge. And actually, this 5 hours is very long for the questions. I didn't take, I think, only like 2 hours, or yeah, and it's you can finish everything, review and do everything like in half of the duration, actually. And one of also the funny things, I forgot to take the calculator, and alhamdulillah passed without a calculator. If we'll go here to the ACE now, do you see now the website?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Here, this is the ACE International Association of Advancement for Advancement of Cost Engineering International. If we'll go to the certification, you can find the reasons why to get certified. This, as we discussed, you'll find here the levels: technician level, professional level, and expertise level. So CCP comes here in the professional level. These are the examination we discussed. So here, if you'll go to the certification, you will find all these three levels. One of them is the CCP. So I have technician level, professional, expertise level. If you will go to the CCP, you will find here the eligibility requirements, as we discussed in the beginning, the fees, the exam structure, the earning certification, this 70%, and the study material. And we discussed the main of them, which are the memo writing, the skills and knowledge, this one, and the study guide. They adding here some recommended practices to it, and the total cost management framework. But the main one is the skills and knowledge. Either recertification by CEOs or by exam. And here the question of jury, there are categories for these CEOs: performed work, professional development, attending something, industry contribution, are also contributing, like writing articles or doing some volunteer services. And they have here handbook of how and how also to calculate the CEOs with the categories and the limits for this. So performed maximum 6, professional development 10, and 10 industry contribution. So you need to do a mix of these things, and 10 for voluntary. You need to do a mix of these things to get the total 12 every 3 years. Also, they have some info about the exam and reset for exam. About C, over 10,000 members, 100 countries, their vision and mission. Also here about the certification itself, the levels. They have one chart here for the levels. Where is it? Ah, here the levels. Here the CCP. It's the most common professional certificate from the ACE. So it comes in the professional level. They have also estimating professional, earned value professional, risk management, planning and scheduling, PSP. And this is the first certification launched from 1976 and got accredited in 2000. So that's why it's the most common and most approached certificate. They have sections, they have communities. يعني Can see the regions of their sections. Canada, United States, also even United States divided to many regions. Middle East, Asia, Europe, all this in Middle East, for example. Testing center. If you go to testing center, you'll find like three centers in, or two centers in Riyadh and Jeddah, Medina, two in Dammam, I think. So you can find here from their partner the locations of the testing center. And when you apply to membership, you will get this recommended practice for free. Regular member or student or military. The types, the sections, can join a section, can join communities, can volunteer with them, and you will get this recommended practice. And I actually appreciate their recommended practices that they are related to engineering more than the others of project management. They are common for project management, but here their recommended practices are related to engineering, so you'll find more helpful for people working in construction and engineering disciplines or trades. The growth, some data about the career. Here you can find the recommended practices and virtual library. Normally it looks like this in your recommended practice. And they get reviewed before published, so they see what's required, they write by experts and then review and publish. You can find here all of their recommended practices. Cost estimation classification, cost estimation preparation, report, skills, terminology. Codes, many things even related to schedule analysis, forensic analysis, delay analysis, basis of estimates, levels, the classifications of estimation, constructability, things as applied in construction, critical path, S curves, many helpful material. Yes, sure. We will discuss it and we'll navigate during the course with some screenshots and navigate even the website itself, how to apply and add you all your information. And also, if you practice with us as we go, we are doing every chapter, we are solving some questions and exercising at the end of every chapter as part of the study guide. Then you go yourself and do this in for the full questions of the study guide on this chapter. And as you go with us during the whole course and with the review, we can review at the end in the review, we can add more questions and share more questions. If you will go like this, you will need like short duration after the course review and you can be able to apply for the certificate, inshallah. And this will be the best way. Otherwise, you will keep it. I will do after some time, and then you keep postpone, and you will not go. That's why it's very important. And now also, I encourage you to do this because they are going to يعني review it. It will take time. They didn't announce anything, but they started. I got some messages, started reviewing the reference, the skills and knowledge reference. So once it is reviewed, it will be changed. Then after that, they will give some time and change also the exam. So it is very important to be uh, on time and to do it within the course time to be ready after the course and get the certificate, inshallah. So as to recap at the end, we discussed the CCP certificate and its accreditation from Council of Engineering Scientific Board. We discussed the eligibility examination. We discussed why it is important or it is helpful and how to get it from the test center and test centers. The material, here what I said right now, the skills and knowledge, the study guide, and the memo writing guide. This is divided to 6 sections, and these sections include 34 chapters in 437 pages. We discussed the rules of the cost engineering, the importance of cost engineering, the cost elements, what they are doing with these cost elements, and the details they are adding in the CCP, and that we will discuss in details the cost estimation methods, the cost report, other related items to cost, which we can say most of project management areas are related to cost, the cost to control, and here how the study guide are summarizing and introducing questions. Technical paper cancel. Now we are going to business memo and renew cycle, and these are the sessions. Inshallah, see you next Friday. We will continue with the section 1 cost, part 1 and part A and part B. It will be next session, inshallah. And Friday after, we'll go to part C and start estimation. Thank you. Any other question?
From my end, none. Thank you, by the way, Mr. Magid.
Thank you.
No, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. See you next week, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, boss. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.